Starting the stream. Hello. So let's say, what does YouTube say? YouTube says I'm live. How's everybody doing today? The goal of today's stream is to get a model for this macro pad that I have. Let me switch to that. There it is. See if you can see that. You can't. Uh, Here it is. So I want to print a box for this. I just got a 3D printer today, like yesterday, assembled it on yesterday's stream. And this is a ongoing project. I made a macro pad and I want to print, design and print a box, like a good looking box for this. So that's today's goal. Let me fix uh, this table camera that is not working, like it's frozen. Let me see what's the issue with that. Um, is it working now? Yeah, it didn't working. Give me a second. I'm actually using a phone for this. If I press, I think I need to set the display to never turn off. Display the screen timeout. There's not an option for never. It should be in the developer options, I think. If I go in there, while always active. I know there is an option to never turn off the screen if you are charging. Hmm. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Stay awake. Here it is at the top. Now this should be working. Let's see if I, yeah, here it is. So this is the thing we'll be modeling. Yeah, so the goal is first we're gonna model this board and then build a box around it. Now I have actually used Fusion 360 before, just a little bit, but I don't remember it all that well. I've also, in preparation, printed out this cheat sheet for shortcuts while using the Fusion. So let's get started. Okay, I know the first thing we should always do is create a component, new component. The package standard. I don't know what these means. Name, we can call it the PCB. And okay, here we have it. Let me rename this thing also. It appears to me that you can't see the menus that are popping up in Fusion 360. Huh, weird. If I press S, can you see that? No, you can't. That's weird. Let me switch to like desktop capture instead of application capture. Desktop right. Okay, now you can see. Now should we? Yeah, now you can see this on stream. Okay, let's rename this top component. Uh, where's the option? Can I just type it, or do I need to save it? Okay, name macropad, location macropad. Save that. Okay. Now inside this, let's first create this base. Okay, so I think I'm going to create another component. I'm going to name it PCB. No, we're going to call it base. Click OK. And now I should create a sketch. So first, let's take the dimensions. Now, this obviously is not a like perfectly square, so we'll have to keep that in mind. So this looks to be 62.6 millimeters. So yeah, let's create a new sketch looking from the top, and what I wanna do is create a rectangle. Is there a shortcut for that? Doesn't look like it. So I should be able to search it, right? Rectangle, 2-point rectangle. And if I click here, and what was the dimension again? 60 something. Sixty-two point 7 millimeters. That's 62.7 mm. And if I press tab, it should go to the other side. Now this on the right side, the this perf board is widest on the right side. So that's 45.8 millimeters. 45.8 millimeters. And I can press enter. Okay. Now I need to, I think the next thing I'm gonna draw on here is this jack. So first of all, let's see what's the distance from the top. Actually, no, let's first measure what's the width of this thing. It says 16.8 millimeters. So we can create another rectangle, 2-point rectangle. 16.8, the other dimension. It's that one. It's gonna be 12.9. I'm gonna put it as 12.5 millimeters. 12.5 millimeters. Okay. Now I want to specify like uh, the distance between these 2 points, if I can. Let's first measure it. I think we can do by this way. So that comes out to be 21.1 millimeter. So I think we can do sketch dimension. 21.1 millimeters. Okay, that should be good. What's that noise, that pinging noise that I'm getting? Okay. Next up, what else can I do? Can I create points for references like for later? Yeah, I can. Creates a sketch point. So I was thinking that I should model these buttons separately, and then they can be like I can just copy them in a pattern, right? Uh, First of all, let's just extrude this base and see where that gets us. I want to measure like what's the thickness including this hot glue base that I have given it. That's coming out to be 4.1 millimeter. I'm gonna give it some wiggle room and call it like 4 point. Yeah, I'm gonna just call it 5 millimeters. Uh, First of all, let's finish the sketch. And how do I rotate actually? That's something else. That's just selection. Okay, I can move with uh, the middle mouse button. Let's try shift. Let's still selection. Yeah, shift middle mouse button lets me rotate the camera view. That's great. So I wanna extrude. We have a shortcut key for that. Press E. Click on this. I actually wanna go in the other direction from the bottom. Is that extruding to the top or bottom? Now that seems like to me that it's extruding towards the top. I wanna go bottom, so I can say that distance is minus 5 millimeters, right? And I actually wanna select this profile too. Yeah, and that should be good. Yeah, that looks good. Where did that my sketch go? Is that not visible now? Hmm, weird. Okay, let's see what's the width of this thing. I can't actually, I'll have to subtract the width of this fiberboard. Let's just unplug that and measure the width of this male header. It should be the width of this female header should be the same, 2.5 millimeters. So if I click E again, does that pop up? No, it doesn't. Hmm. Okay, I can select this and the height is 2.5. Enter that, and yeah, we can see this. Okay, why is this transparent? Is it supposed to be transparent? I lost it. Where did it go? Okay. Hmm. I don't know if this is supposed to be transparent or just okay. Maybe I think it's transparent because the grid is on top because it's extruded downwards, like below the z-axis. I think. Yeah, that must be it. So next up, I think I'm gonna model these buttons. Let me get some extras that I have. Can you hear that? The beeping sound. I don't know where that's coming from. Hmm. Okay. So what we want is to just get the height of. I'm gonna like do it really simply. Just get the height of this thing and the dimensions and height, and on top of it, just extrude a circular cylinder. That should be enough for our purposes because we will be designing the main thing we'll be designing will be designed around this. Okay. So let's create a new component called button. If I go here, create new component, call it button. And there we go. And in here we can create our sketch. Now, my question is, if I model it like uh, at the origin, will that be an issue? Like later on? Like how easy will I be able to move it afterwards? Hmm. Let's just do it and we'll see afterwards. Now I know already that the buttons are 12 millimeter by 12 millimeters exactly. So this should be easy enough. Let's create a sketch, point to the top, come down here, and can I create a rectangle from the center? SS rectangle, center rectangle, and this should be 12 millimeter by 12 millimeter. Enter on that. Can I create a fillet right here? Yeah, seems not. I don't think I can create a fillet like in the sketch itself. What are the options in sketches? Hmm. I think I'll have to create like an arc in the sketch. Anyway, this is that is not terribly important. Let's get the radius or the diameter of this circle, this button. Okay, this is 11.7 millimeters. Okay, let's create a circle 11.7. 11 point. Can't I specify in points? What's this? 11.7. What is this? Uh, what am I seeing here? Like, what is this? 5? This looks wrong to me. How do I change it? Eleven point seven millimeters. Okay, that's correct. So, let's check what the width of the button is, and we can extrude that first. 3.2 millimeters. So let's finish this sketch. Uh, Rotate this a bit. Click E, profiles, select this, and then we need to extrude it to 3.2 millimeters. Okay, click extrude. Again, I can't see the sketch. Let's click that. Select. Okay, now we need the total height of this button when it's like fully extended. Right. This comes out to be 12.4 millimeters. 12.4. The operation is not cut. Should we join? Okay. So that seems correct to me. My middle mouse button is really broken. Anyway, now it's a matter of like placing it on our base. How do I move this thing? Move. Okay. First, let's find out the position of this button. We can create a point on our base and move it to that. How do I do that? Let's measure the distance from this side. It comes out to be 14.3 millimeters. Let's go to our base. Go to sketch. How do I edit this sketch? Edit sketch. And it was 14.3 millimeters from the right. I need to create. My headphones just shut. Let me know how the sound quality of my mic is, because now the software should have automatically switched to using the webcam mic, and the music is still there, but you can't hear it. Let me change that property. Now the mic is also picking up the music, which is not good. What I'm gonna do is let my headphones to charge. Hopefully they will have enough charge for us to continue the stream normal. I don't know how well the audio sounds with the webcam mic. We were at this point, so we need to specify the dimension. From the right side, it was 14.3 millimeters. And from the top, is 3.1 millimeters. That's about right. From here, 3.1. But that's the right corner of the button. Right. So did the where did the button go? The button that I designed. Where did that go? Why am I like back here? That was okay because it's parametric. It moved like back to okay. I get it. So we need to move this thing. So I go to button and I say move. But can I like set that this is like this point should be here, point to point, point to position. How do I set it to like the top left corner should be at that dot? Select the point. This is the point. I want it to move to that point. I don't know what I'm doing. Arrow. Okay. Point to position. Yeah. Okay. I think this is right. Look okay. Yeah. Now all we need to do is create a pattern, rectangular pattern. Right. So we need to find out like what's the exact distance between these things. What I can do is find the distance between these ends. 29.6 millimeters, and if I subtract like the length of one button, then I should get the distance between their centers. Right. So 29.6 millimeters minus 12. Let's create a pattern. They mean some components have been moved. So, what does it matter? It's easy. That can capture the whatever the current position. Okay, the object you need to select is the button. Or has that been selected, I will define component. Okay, that's been selected. And quantity is 3 in one direction and 2 in the other direction. Distance is 29.9 minus 12. Direction. One direction. Which direction? directions. How do I select direction? Do I just select that one and how do I select the other direction? Okay. So the distance here was 29.9 minus 12. That is obviously wrong. From where is it measuring this distance? What does that mean? Let's just look at it from the top. I think I'm on the wrong dimension. 29.9 minus quantity. Okay, that's the quantity. Okay, I can't like select this one. It should be 29.9 minus 12. Is it not measuring the distance from their center? Okay. Nine. This is measuring like this distance. That's like 70.6. But that is what I have inputted. That should like calculate to that this 17.6. Yeah. Hmm. What is this distance to what? This looks correct, but like what is this measuring? The total distance? It's measuring the total distance. That should be 47.4. 47.4. That's too much. If it's measuring the distance from the leftmost point of the left button to the leftmost point of the right button, then that would be 47.4 minus 12. Yeah, that looks correct. Okay. Now in the other direction, then this should be the same case, right? It's 32.1 minus 12 should be the distance. So go here minus 32.1 plus 12. Yeah, I think this is correct. Yeah, looks correct to me. I don't think there should be like anything wrong in it. We can verify by measuring like a distance that we haven't inputted and comparing it to the real thing, right? So if I measure like this distance from the bottom, that is 9.7 millimeters. So if I inspect it from here to here, giving me 10.6 millimeters. I think. Let's just make sure. Yeah. So obviously, like this thing is not square, but there shouldn't be this much difference, I think. Yeah, if I measure the distance from the bottom to this button, I get 10.1. That's a difference of like half a millimeter. And half a millimeter is not much. It shouldn't be much of a problem. Like we have a difference of half a millimeter. It should still fit in whatever we design because we'll leave tolerances for it. So I think the modeling of this thing is done for now. Now we need to design a box. So what I was thinking was instead of like enclosing this whole thing, like making a two-part box, what I can do is like just make a plate for the top uh, that is like legs or walls going all the way down so that it puts it at an angle. And we have a little space at the bottom where I can just put a bit of hot glue that will let it like stick to a table and not slide around. So that's what I think I'm gonna do. Hmm. How to get started though? There is also the issue of how this is going to like stay fitted with whatever I design. I was thinking of using these screws that I have lying around. Now I don't have the corresponding nuts, so if I use any kind of screws, they will have to like thread into the enclosure that I make. And if that's not suitable, we can at the end of the day just super glue this in there. Mm. Let's just get started. We'll see where it takes. We'll obviously have to create like a new component. Let's call it uh, new component. Top, create new sketch. We want to leave like just a bit of difference with tolerance in there, so we can like even if there are irregularities in the actual thing, it can still fit. So let's just start with a angle and we can just give it a like offset. If I press the offset button, I can't like select the PCB sketch. Can I? No, then that's gonna edit the other sketch. Can't do. Let's just create a rectangle. We'll see if I can give it dimension in relation to this other sketch. Let's sketch dimension. So how much tolerance do we want? Is 2 mm enough? Because we also wanna like create the walls and stuff, right? So that's 2 mm. If this is the space I give, and then I create like 2 mm thick wall. That's a lot of space. But since this is my like the first model, I think I'm gonna go with overabundance of uh, clearing, so we won't have any issues later on. 2 mm. Okay. Just do this on all sides. Should 2 mm. Right. It just would have been better if I could do just an offset of 2 mm. Right. If I click the offset button, I can't sync the inner geometry, which is weird. Like I can select the geometry when I'm doing the dimensions, sketch dimensions, but I can't do it when I'm setting an offset, which is weird. I think we're gonna have to just work with what we have. Done. Now I can create an offset from this thing, offset position 2 mm, which is for the wall, right? And I'm gonna leave plenty of space for the button. I think I can just this should be all I need, really. Because I can just like extrude cuts from the inside from the base itself. I should be able to do that. Of course, this is the first time, so I really am not sure. If I go finish this sketch, can I move it up in height? Like move this sketch and I'm gonna translate this. Can I? It appears I can't move the sketch. Sketch open. Okay. Or component. Okay, I think yeah, I can move it to Z. How much pie? Look, how much gap do I want here? So I want it like the top wall. I want it to be like halfway to the height of the button, right? So that's almost 10 minutes. Yeah, 9.5 minutes. I'm gonna go with this 9.5 minutes. The V distance 9.5. That didn't do anything, I think. But if I control Z, it no, that's new component is selected. Like sketch, translate, go 9.5 millimeter. Press enter. Nothing happens. Sketch. What is this doing? Like, I don't think it's doing anything at all. Range, V distance 9.5. It's doing nothing. Move. What if I use something else like space? Will that work? No. I think I can't move the sketch itself. I have to like create the body, move that. Anyway, let's proceed as below. I'm gonna extrude this 2 millimeters for the top face. If I press E, I can select this and the inside and the inside and extrude this top for 2 millimeters. E. So if I select this body, click move, I want it moved up by 9.5 millimeters. That's too high. A little bit down, 9 millimeters, maybe a bit more, 8.5. That looks good. Click OK on that. So now I can extrude the wall, right? Look at it from the bottom. And this is not translating to the top body, which is weird. How do I make it so that it moves this body instead of like the edge? I can of course just extrude it and combine these two. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just do that, make life easier on print type to object, and I can just let this space, and that should do it. Right. So if I make only this visible, I have a very simple box. Now the challenge would be that I want to angle it. Right, so I can extrude the walls a bit down, but they need to be like cut off at an angle. Like, I don't want it to sit here. Want this like this. So, is there an option to like cut it split coordinates? I can like create a plane. Okay. So first thing first, let's just extrude it down a bit. E, select this, extrude it down. This is 20, 25 minus 25 minutes. Okay, that should be fine. So now I want to like create a plane that's at an angle. So what would be this angle? I think this is 45, like 30 to 40 degrees. I think I'll be fine with 40 degrees. Right? I need to create a plane. Can I create a plane? Also, I need to figure out. Let's look at it from the right side. Okay. I need to create a plane here that cuts this thing at a 45-degree angle. 40-degree angle. Can I create a plane? What if I click here? Splitting. What have a splitting? Cancel. So I need so let's search it as plane.
What is it? I don't know what that is. But just extend this thing. Operation is, let's call it a new compound. Length spaces, width spaces. What? Let's click off. That created this component, right? I can move this down. Component. Move this down. Okay. So where do I want it? That looks fine. Then we want to rotate it. And the angle I want is 30. Click OK. That is what we have. Move it down more. Distance. Next to part of. So then this at even 30 degrees it's looking like too much. About 15 degrees. It should be alright. Let's just click OK. So if I go select this body, split body, split into, select this. And I click OK. That has created this second body. And I can just delete this. Am I doing this wrong? I feel like I'm doing it wrong. Now let's just go back. Yeah. You know what? Let's create a new sketch. Create a sketch on the right side. This here. And we can create a line. So this is 5 millimeters, right? We need to go a bit more down. What am I intersecting with here? I don't know. Okay, I'm intersecting with the I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, this is 5 millimeters. we give a space of like 3 millimeters. Click here. Create a line. Let me scale. Let's finish this. Then we can extrude. You can just select this and do a cut operation, right? From two objects to this is operation is cut. Okay. Now we have this thing, whatever it is. Now we also want to do a operation on the top bit. Right, if I click E, go to top, select this. Like this. And I'm gonna cut this space. And okay. Then has this remove the buttons off or not? It appears to me that it indeed has removed the button. So that was a bad move. Let's come back here. Click on this thing. We're gonna do a cut, objects to cut this code. And we want to cut the base on. And if I select OK, it only removes like single let's just hope that. Let's see if there is like a combine. Target body is this. No. The target body is this. And the two body is the base. Okay, that should have done it. Right? I mean, it seems to also remove the button. go back. Let's try that again. Check the case. We go combine. Target body is the case, or is this body. Tool body. We can tool body. This body, and this body. And I want to keep it. I think this is the option that I was missing in the last operation. If I click OK, then the buttons stay. Great. Now what I want to do is give a bit of clearance here, like 1 millimeter clearance. How do I do it? Offset face. This face. This. And we can do like 1 millimeter. I think I have selected rocky. You need to hide the PC. So I got the text. Select this, and we want a -1 millimeter offset. Now the buttons have should have like 2 millimeter clearance in total around that, which should be more than plenty. Okay, now we need to cut like a hole in this side. So if I go to this, extrude, hide the casing, select this stitch. Now I don't want to select the whole thing, I just want this square. How do I specify that? Create a new sketch. Go to hide the case. This is discard this sketch. Create sketch on this board. Yes. I wanna create a 2-point rectangle. from here to here. And that's that. Okay. So now I can do an extrude operation on this space. I wanna cut through the face to object and click OK. And what we wanna do is give this hole a bit of clearance too. Right. So the same thing. Offset face. Now, when there were circular holes, that was a single face. Here I'll have to hole. Here I have to select like all the faces. Let's just do it. This. And this. And no, we don't need too much clearance here. We can do just minus 0, minus 0.5. That should be empty space. Okay. So now the only thing left now is how do I place the PCB inside the case? That's the only thing left now, because it's not gonna just like float it, right? What I can do, and what I'm thinking about at least, is I can like create a cylindrical tube here where I can screw in like one of these screws, and that can also be this where we can put like put in hot glue if like the screws don't work. Right, we have like two positions on the board where at least 3 positions on this board where we can place the screw, like here, here, and here. So what I want to do is bring down cylindrical tubes here. Yeah. Okay. Let me please. Let me just no. Let me hide the PCB for now. Okay, now where are we looking? This is the front, this is the bottom. Okay, we wanna measure like what's the where we want these screws to. That should be 6.5 millimeters on either side for here. Let's create a new sketch. Select this bottom face and let's create a point. Is there a shortcut for point? You can see S point. Somewhere along here, you can give it the dimensions. Here about and we wanna bring down a hollow cylinder in here, into which we can screw in these things. So first of all, I need to find out like what's the diameter of these things, and we want this hole to be smaller than 2.9 millimeters. But for like the inside diameter is 2.3 millimeters. You know, these calipers are not like very precise. So I assume like the outer diameter along with the threads is 3 millimeters. Then if I leave the inner diameter of the hole of the cylinder that I'm gonna make, then that would, if I set it to 2.5 millimeters, then I should be able to like thread this in properly. Okay, we're gonna set that 2.6 millimeters, the inner diameter at least. Create a circle 2.6, 2.6, 2.6, 2.6. Again, I don't know what the issue is here. 2.6. Okay, that's correct now. Next, how thick do we want to make the walls of this? Let's just go with the 2.6 plus 2. It gives us like a 2 millimeter wall. And This is on the wrong side, isn't it? Yeah, there isn't enough space for these two things here. This dimension, so I need to delete that and move it to the bottom. That's 6.5 millimeters. Yeah. Okay. Now, two more places where we can place these screws is here and here. We just need to make sure they don't the walls don't conflict with the buttons. So if I make this visible, I believe we should have plenty of space. Where's the selection tool? Is there a selection tool? How do I select stuff? What just happened? No. And what is trying to do? Okay, back to the sketch. If I select this, I can copy that and paste it somewhere in here. One millimeter jump is too much. Let's just can I set constraint of 2 points to lie on either the vertical or horizontal? Can I set this point to be the point for this one? Okay. Okay. Then just copy that and here once again make this visible and set this to concepts. Okay. Thank you. Done. No, these lines are not black, which I don't like. We can set the dimensions in between these things to fix length. Let's do it 11 point. And I can set these to be on the same axis. I think we are pretty much done with this sketch. Now all I need to do is extrude them to the bottom. If I hide the PCB, to extrude, why can't I see this sketch? Yes. I'm gonna extrude this, this, and this. Two objects, and the object is the PCB. We hide the case. We want to extrude to the faces. Click OK. I make the case visible, hide the PCB. Then we have these standards. You know, that looks plenty good to me. I think I'm pretty much done with this. I'm gonna export the case as an STL and then try printing it. Right click this to save as STL. Is it gonna do anything? Okay, case.stl. Let's go to projects. Save it here. Let's open that up. Projects. CAD, and we have the STL. How about let's view this in a slicing software. The mic is picking up a lot of the music. Let me try and fix it. I think the headphones should be changed. Fix the microphone.
Test 1 2. Okay, the mic should now be fixed. It's now imported. Okay. So what we want is in project macroboard CAD case.stl open. Here we have it. It's gonna take 6 meters of filament. How much filament does come with the sample? How much sample filament does Creality give us? Select that. We need to rotate it 180 degrees. Stay flat. Hmm. Now the only issue I see, well, there are multiple issues that I see. Uh, One of the major ones is gonna be that uh, that the height of these standoffs is not correct, and that will like prevent the wire from going in from this side. The second issue will be that the print doesn't come off the bed. So I'm gonna not do a raft but a brim instead. And I think I'm gonna leave the rest of the settings the same. Okay, it says 1 hour and 49 minutes and 7.08 meters of filament. I need to check how much filament do they give us. Hmm, uh, let's open Amazon. Uh, let's go to Amazon.in. I wanna see if they had on their listings how much like filament will be in the package, because I'd rather that. Okay, it says the length, the product description, filament 1.75. That's the millimeter in. That's the diameter of the filament, not how much they are giving us. Mm, I don't think it says anywhere. Let's see if someone has asked a question. Let's see. filament. Comes with about 50 arms of filament, and it is saying that 7 meters is 21 grams, so I should have more than enough, hopefully. Okay, let me plug in the printer and we'll at least set it to start printing. Uh, but first, let me change the music, the playlist that I had on the standard. Okay, let me plug in the printer and first I need to clear up the bed. I think that I'm gonna end this stream right here. I'll prepare the printer, level the bed and everything. That's gonna take time. And if the print is successful, you guys can gonna see it in a video. So thanks for watching. I'd say the stream was a major success. We modeled what we wanted to model. It was, I mean, it's a really simple model, but still. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.